Well, hello, and welcome to the Legacy Insights Podcast. And I am your host, Mov'n Mike. And this is the Legacy Insights Podcast, episode number 8, season 2, Liar, Liar, Economy on Fire. Tonight, we're going to break it down, the realities of where we are in the United States, the economy, what's really going on in the job market and the stock market, okay? Just some numbers to go over to realize just what we're looking at, okay? Here we go. I'm your host, Mov'n Mike, and this is the Legacy Insights Podcast, and we're here to discuss entrepreneurship, financial strategies to guide you to your goals and dreams. Simply put, we're going to be providing insight to get your mind and your money right. So it's time to let's get smarter. So here we go. I got my trusty show notes with me tonight, and we're going to jump right on in because just a quick look at the economic reality. Okay. Just going to do some data here. The latest key signals from the U.S. economy. The labor market is weakening. We already know this, right? The economy lost about 92,000 jobs in February of 2026, surprising economists who expected job growth. They're always expecting job growth, right? But the reality is, on the ground where we march, that's not the case. There's uncertainty, there's higher prices. You go to the grocery store now, gas prices are jumping by 30 cents in a day. It's crazy, okay? The unemployment rate rose about 4.4%, showing the labor market is starting to soften. Employers announced over 108,000 job cuts in January, the highest January layoff since 2009. Okay, so things are happening, people, right? It's time to really start digging in and doing your elevate. You want to upskill, right? You want to make sure that you have these things in place and working these strategies. Hiring has slowed significantly since 2024 as companies invest more in automation and AI. Okay, it's not coming, it's here. I'm going to say that again. It's not coming, it's here. Okay, we need to be prepared, right? Like I said in my last episode, previous episode, preparation is not half the battle, it's the only battle. Okay, so if you're financially, you need to be prepared. Emergency wise, you need to be prepared in case of any kind of disasters, fire. I don't know about anybody else that's listening right now, but I've been burned out of a home. I've been burned out of a home on a holiday. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't our fault. It was an apartment complex in our younger days. It was quite some years ago, about 36 years ago. Okay, my first son was born. Neighbors on the backside of the building. Fire came, boom, burned up and over to my apartment. I was out. Didn't know any better. Wasn't prepared. Came home to a burning house. Thought I lost my family. Right? We got to be prepared. It's not half the battle. It's the only battle. Okay? Things are changing. We're in changing times. What this means, let's talk about it. The job market is not collapsing, but it is cooling quickly, which usually happens before economic slowdowns. If all you got to do is pay attention to the news, right? I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on. This is not a political show, but it is an economic one. It is a financial one. It is about legacy builders, you and me, trying to provide for our families going forward, right? Sitting in that shade of a tree that we planted that we may not enjoy. It's about us legacy builders right here. Stock markets have become extremely unstable recently. The S&P fell about 1.3% in the single trading session, while the NASDAQ dropped 1.6% amid economic fears. Well, economic fears, geographical fears is happening all around us. Like I said, if you're not paying attention, you need to. There's people telling you that things are okay. The last administration, the previous administration, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're sitting on. They're telling you what they want you to hear, not what you see and what you're feeling, especially emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually. Okay. Oh no, don't believe your feelings. Don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you feel. Don't believe what you're spending. It's all a hoax. Yeah, well, if you believe in that, I got a bridge to sell you. Okay, here we go. The Dow Jones dropped nearly 800 points in one day during recent market turbulence. Oil prices surged above $90 per barrel, raising fears of inflation and slowing growth. Last time I heard, economists were saying that it's scary times and that a barrel of oil could reach $150, $150. Not good. Not good for the economy, not good for the world economy, right? Not good for us at the gas pump, not good for us in the manufacturing sectors, not good. So what this means, markets are reaching to geographical tensions, just mentioned that. Energy prices spiking, electric, gas, natural gas, petroleum, oil, right? These things control the world. This is what makes the world go round. Okay. Slower hiring, AI disruption fears. Okay. They're asking people to provide insight to tasks that you do that could be automated. Wow. Okay. Well, what is a repetitive task that you're doing at your desk there, John, and Debbie? What's something that you do that you could really do without, and it could be possibly automated? Well, what does that sound like? They want to take your workload off of you. Then they could take and get rid of John or Debbie and give it to one person, because now the both of them have given the management 2 tasks, 3 tasks, 4 tasks that can be automated. So now they can shrink those 2 separate roles into one person, and put the rest into AI and automation so that the workload keeps going. See, because they don't hire you as much as they hire the production that you give them, right? They don't pay you, right? They pay the position. And I've said this a number of times. We need to be cognizant of what the environment and the atmosphere in which we're working. Okay, let's keep it going. All of which creates uncertainty for the middle class families trying to build wealth. That's what this show is all about. Legacy building, insight to get your mind and your money right. Go to the Legacy Insights podcast. Hit that subscribe button, right? Tap in with me. Scan that QR code, all right? You want to know that you are in the right place. You want to know that you're learning something, that you're getting actionable items here that you can use right where you are to take you to where you're going. All right. So the core truth of the economy is it's not burning down, but it's definitely heating up. So let's just, I don't want to scare you or sound like, you need to be paranoid. No, what I want you to be is prepared. There's a difference between being paranoid and prepared. So that's what we're talking about here. And when the economy gets hot, this is what happens. Jobs become unstable, investments become volatile, debt becomes dangerous, right? We're talking about emotional spending, and poor financial habits get exposed. All right. So if you don't have a budget and you've got debt, that's a dangerous scenario, because you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul. I don't know if you've heard that one before, right? But guess what? If you've got debt and you don't have a budget and you have poor financial habits, you're going to get exposed. Your money's going to be exposed because your dollars need a destination, right? I say these little quotes all the time because they mean something. They mean something. I'm sharing with you what you need to know to move yourself forward. That's why Pillar 3 guard becomes critical. Okay? The legacy framework is a strategy and a core set of principles that you can apply to your life, no matter where you are financially, to get yourself moving, right? To get yourself a strong foundation. You don't want to build a house on sand, right? You don't want to do that. You want to build your house on rock. You want to build your house on a foundation of concrete knowledge, concrete actionable strategies and plans to move you forward. Okay, that's what alignment is all about. That's what that pillar number alignment is all about, right? So you got to know which one applies and how to apply it. That's why I talk about literacy doesn't apply anymore, right? You're really working on financial IQ, application of literacy. So let's keep this going. Liar, liar, economy on fire. The truth versus the narrative, right? So I say to you that, like, you know what you feel. That's the truth. It's undeniable. But the narrative that they're trying to pump onto you and into you is the issue. Headlines say the economy is strong. Okay, yeah, people are spending money, right? But a lot of these people are uneducated. They lack the financial IQ to keep themselves afloat. People feel layoffs, shrinking paychecks, rising prices, and unstable markets. So that's the truth. But they're telling you, well, everything's so fine. Prices are dropping. Groceries are affordable. You can feed your family on $5. People, when I heard this woman say that, a piece of chicken, a slice of bread, some asparagus or something. She said something outrageous. Listen, when I'm ready to sit down and eat after I've worked a hard day, I don't want a piece of chicken. I don't want just a piece of chicken and a piece of asparagus. Okay, I want a meal, right? And if I've worked hard for that, I want it, right? I want it to be affordable. I want my family to eat and be healthy. Okay. Don't believe what they're selling, right? Don't buy what they're selling. Okay. You need to know what you're feeling, how you're feeling, so that you can go out and do what you need to do. Okay. If the economy feels hot around your finances, it's because the fire is real. That's it. I can shut down the show right now based on that statement right there alone. If the economy feels hot around your finances, it's because the fire is real. Now that you know that the fire is real, how are you going to put the fire out? Do you have the strategies? Do you have the plans, right? Do you have the insight? Are you working with your financial advisor? Are you tapping into the show? Are you listening to these episodes? Are you sharing these episodes with loved ones who could use this insight to get their mind and their money right? That's what this is all about. See, the mission here is to expose the reality and give you protection and strategies. That's the mission. That's the mission. So what's really happening in the economy? The latest numbers are right here. Job losses are rising. 92,000 jobs lost recently. 108,000 jobs announced in January, as I stated, and hiring is slowing. So what does that mean? Companies are preparing for slower growth. That's what that means. Companies are preparing for it. They're asking you to give them insight to the tasks that are being done in your department and in your job role, so that they can automate it, so they can shrink the department. So why are they going to hire more people? If you're in the job market, in my previous episode, laid off, fired, or quit, please go back and listen to these episodes. I'm doing them for a reason, because we're in an economic firestorm right now. Liar, liar, economy on fire. You need to go back to these episodes and listen to the actionable insights I'm laying out. Right? This is from personal experience. And we're talking that I've gone through myself and others that I've talked with. and over the years. Okay. Companies are slowing their hiring because they're looking to automate job roles and shrink departments because their biggest liability is employees, health insurance, right? If they got less employees, they got lower overhead. Okay, let's keep it going. So, what else is happening here? Markets are getting nervous. Okay, we talked about it. We got global instability right now. Okay, falling. The Dow is falling hundreds of points. Oil prices are spiking. Inflation pressure is returning. They said it was 4 point something. It was a change of 4 point something. I think the overall number is around. Was the last time I checked was like 2 point something 3% inflation. Okay, not that bad. It's not terrible. That's why I said, it's. I don't want you to think this is a doomsday scenario, right? But things are slowing down and things are tightening up. So, right, that means that you need to tighten up your belts, your wallets, your purses. Okay, you need to start watching where your money is going. Those dollars need those destinations that I talked about. Okay, so what's the connection? When markets become unstable, retirement accounts swing wildly. So if you've got a retirement account in a variable type of account, like a 401k, okay, guess what? It's going up, it's going down. Okay, to stabilize that, what you need are indexed type and fixed type or low risk type investments. Okay, so that's what they talk about, having a diversified portfolio. A lot of people think it's rocket science. Well, it does get a little complicated, right? Because I stay on the fixed side. I don't deal with the variable side of the products and services in the markets or in the stock market themselves, right? But I do know about fixed products versus variable, how they work, and to what advantages they can be to you, and also the disadvantages. Okay, because like the 401k is in a variable market, it rises and falls with the spikes and the dips. Okay, but in an index type product, you can get the benefits of all the gains and none of the losses because it locks in, right? So you also want to have an index products with also you want to have rates, compounding rates that lock in, right? So that you don't lose your investment, your initial investment, right? And or your growth. How nice would that be? Okay. If you want to know more about that, go back to my episodes, 20 advantages of the IUL, the Index Universal Life Policy. Go back to that 20 advantages, right? You got any questions? Hit me up in the email, hit me in the comments, right? DM me directly. Okay. We can talk about it. Let's go. So one of the pillar guard, protect what you built. Okay. In a shaky economy, offense slows down. Defense wins championships. Okay. In a shaky economy, offense slows down and defense wins championships, right? They say defense wins the game a lot of times in the fourth quarter, right? It happens. That's a football term, right? So guard strategy number one, you got to have an emergency fund. 6 to 12 months. I always talk about that. It's going to be a commonplace. You're going to hear me say it all the time. Emergency fund, 6 to 12 months. If you can get 24 months, get it. That's the minimum of expenses covered. Okay. Layoffs, when layoffs come about, and they will come around, right? It's just a matter of time. If it's not in your department, you'll hear about it in others. Okay. Strategy number two, protect your income. You got to review your disability insurance, life insurance, and side income streams, right? That's the elevate. That's the second pillar, right? You got to elevate, upskill, side hustles, additional income, right? You got to get it coming in, right? Your wife is not a side income. Your spouse is not. Your husband is not a side income, right? Most families are 2-income homes now, so you need to have both incomes, okay? But you need a third side hustle, something that's going to bring money in beside your jobs, okay? So your income is the engine to your legacy, okay? So that core job income is what's going to pay the bills, keep you moving, right? That's the engine, okay? You got to have something that's constant that you know is going to come in, right? You got to have that. Then you got to get that side hustle money that's going to take you over the top into the promised land. So strategy number three, guard strategy number three, reduce financial leaks, right? So if you find yourself with more month than money, I say there's another one of my quotes. You find yourself with more month than money, you got a financial leak somewhere. Okay. You got to guard your money from impulse spending, subscriptions, and lifestyle inflation. Okay. Stop trying to impress people you don't even know. Cut it out. Listen, boys and girls, people don't care what you drive. They only care about what they drive. Right? If it's got 4 tires and a working engine, get to work and put your money where it deserves to be, in an investment growing portfolio. Okay, that's where it needs to be. Okay, guard strategy number 4, diversify investments. I talked about that, right? Don't rely on stocks or your employer's income. It's not your boss's job to make you wealthy or secure or make you happy. I hear people all the time talk about, oh, I don't know why these people don't say hello to me in the morning, and why are these people, they don't include me in the coffee, at the water cooler conversation. I don't go to work to make friends. I go to work to make money. All right. I go to work to make my money. I don't even go to work to pay my bills. I go to work to pay me. Then I pay my bills with the money that I've made. See, you've got to take your power back. You've got to take your power back. Stop running on the rat wheel in the mindset. It's all about mindset. When you know you're going to work to improve the quality of your lifestyle, you'll have better outcomes and better decision making. Right? I'm not talking about buying yourself a new purse, a new pair of Jordans. Okay? I'm not talking about going to work so that you're the most popular employee. No, I'm talking about going to work, making your money, bring your behind home, and taking care of your address and building something so that you can retire. Because there are people saying out there, economists saying out there, wealthy people out there. I think the first person that's going to be a trillionaire, our boy Elon Musk, is saying that there's not going to be any reason for you to save for retirement in the next 20 years. It's probably going to be too damn much to retire. They're already saying it went from 1.5 million to 2.8 million dollars to keep a lifestyle nowadays. Things are changing, people. Okay, so let's keep this going. Right, so you can't rely on stocks and employers' income anymore. You need a side hustle. You need something else, right? So I'm going to encourage retirement accounts, dividend stocks, and cash reserves. Okay, diversify your portfolio. It's not rocket science. Look for other streams of income. It's not rocket science. It's not. Okay, pillar number 5, change. Right? Pillar number 5. We were with strategy, pillar number 4, which is guarding. But see, once you guard it, now you got to change some things. And this is where pillar number 5 comes in. It's changing the limiting belief mindset. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm too old. Man. I can't start investing. I'm too old. I can't get a side job." Well, I guess you don't want what you say you want. See, because you can't moan and groan and then expect to be satisfied as well. It just can't. They say joy and happiness cannot reside in the same place. So either you're going to do something about where you're at, or just settle for where you've been and where only place you're going to ever be. Right? Because it's going to take something to get out of where you're at. It's going to take some action. It's going to take some strategy, some planning, and then some action to move forward. Okay, so when the economy gets tough, people start thinking, I can't invest right now. It's too late for me. The system is rigged. Oh, yeah, it is. It's rigged for those who want to change their lives and take action. It didn't say it was going to be easy. It wasn't meant to be easy. It never has been easy. If you look back over history, right, back in the Western days and before those days, prehistoric times, you had to go out and hunt for your food. We think that was easy, killing a brontosaurus? No, you had to take a whole village with you to go kill a brontosaurus, right? Or you might have gotten eaten by a T-Rex. It was never easy. At least today you can go to ShopRite, Piggly Wiggly, you can go in them stores and pick up a steak, right? But we're talking here about you saying the system is rigged. Well, it's rigged for those who it's a capitalist country, right? It's a contact sport. I say that all the time, right? So let me help you. I'm going to help you flip the script from old mindset to survive the economy, right? I told you we're in a capitalist society, and this is a contact sport. The new mindset is scale inside the economy. So let me help you with that. This takes a mindset shift, limiting belief to a legacy belief. So the old thinking is I'm stuck. New thinking, I can pivot. Let me tell you, people, I have been pivoting all my life. Now, I know you probably say, Mike, we don't even care about you pivoting. I'm saying if I can do it, you can do it. If you've seen other people do it, you can do it. Don't sit back and just scroll and watch everybody win when it's your turn. That's what this show is about, to motivate you to win. Okay? Old thinking, jobs are disappearing. New thinking, skills are evolving. You got to elevate, people. You got to learn and elevate. You got to learn some new skills, and then you elevate. Okay? Upskill. Okay? Old thinking, markets are scary. New thinking, markets create opportunity. Of course, anytime things go down, they must come back up. That's an opportunity, if I've ever heard one, right? Buy low, sell high. Come on now. You've heard that before. You've got to be constantly looking for those opportunities. When someone loses their job or things start moving around and you got the skills to fill in, right? Because they're downsizing. They want people with more skills, right? Now, but you've got the right skill to take over those responsibilities. Come on. You're stepping into that place. Old thinking, I can't afford to invest. New thinking, I can start small. That's what this is all about. Okay. Scaling in big in a tough economy. Okay, so what do you want to know what I mean by that? Scaling big in a tough economy. To win big, you got to play big. You can't come in with limited beliefs and short money. If you really want to win, you got to come in and just play hard, right? You got to invest. History shows some of the biggest fortunes were built during recession, downturns, and market volatility, right? Because what happened is the market went down. It was a crap show. People got involved, and then the market came back, and people won. Those of you who have been in Bitcoin and you're watching the Bitcoin markets and watching your phone 24/7 on Coinbase and all those other apps, Robinhood and all those other, listen, I know. Eyes are burned out, eyes bloodshot and everything. Can't even sleep because you're watching the market so much, right? Hey, but some of you are winning because if you play big, you're dropping enough money in there. So when that market comes back, when you got 0.00000 cents, and then it goes to 1 cent or 2 cents, 6 cents, you'd have made your money well over. Okay, I get it. But you got to be able to be in it and looking for opportunities at all times. Okay, let's keep this going. Smart people do three things. They protect their assets. They pillar number 3, they guard, right? They adjust strategy, pillar number 5, change. Because you gotta, when you're adjusting, you're changing, right? And then they got to keep investing consistently. So what does that mean? Dollar cost averaging. Invest consistently regardless of market swings. So do your research, right, about dollar cost averaging, because it will help you to understand how it works and how it can benefit you. Okay, start small, but just continually and consistently invest in yourself. and in your family's future. Okay, so final message, the final legacy message for you. Legacy builders, the economy, this is for the legacy builders. The economy may be on fire, but your legacy doesn't have to burn with it. See, liar, liar, economy on fire doesn't mean your legacy has to burn. As long as you're prepared. Okay, that's the key. Don't be paranoid, be prepared. So I need you to take action and do these things now. Guard your money. Okay, first you got to review. What do you have in place? Where are your assets? Okay, where are your assets? What are they? Make sure you know them very well. And then you got to know what your liabilities are. And the difference between the two is where you're sitting. Okay, is what you're really worth. You got to change your mindset from an old mindset of lack and limited mindset to one of legacy building and growth, scaling up. You always want to be going up. Everything in nature and everything on this planet attempts to grow to its fullest potential before it passes away, except for most people. Why is that? Limited mindset, limited beliefs. You can have most of everything that you want in life if you just got started now. Go to the Legacy Insights podcast, hit that subscribe button, tap in with me. Tell me what you like about what you're hearing and what you're seeing. Put the comments in the comment section. Scan that QR code. Take that financial overview, right? Learn some things about yourself. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so you got to guard your money, change your mindset, and scale your opportunities. Okay, because when the smoke clears, those who stay disciplined will be the ones standing on top. You know, I am your host, Mov'n Mike. This is the Legacy Insights podcast. I want to thank you for the privilege of your time. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to spend it with me, these few moments during the night, and get these nuggets to get your mind and your money right. And with that, I'm going to say good night.